Ring, 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 ring. My financial director calls. He asks me for my sales results. I start stressing, panicking, sweating. And of course, as usual, he is not happy. I feel super stressed. I hang up and I head straight to the cookie drawer, stuffing myself full, trying to forget, feel better. And the only thing that happens is I feel yucky about myself. This happened many years ago when I was working as a national sales manager of South Africa for the largest recruitment company. It was a vicious cycle. It was shame and guilt leading to more eating, more stress, more anxiety. One of my big things has always been and still is stress. Having learned over the years to walk my own talk, of course, I have reduced stress to minimum and hardly stress eat anymore today. But I'm still battling stress and working every day on it. Of course, years later, after that incident, I learned that through a combination of factors, it's possible to overcome stress eating. Identifying stresses and the impact of stress is really how I overcame it, and I want to share that with you today. Eventually, I learned through my own story how to deal with stress and the health issues that I got. I studied, became a certified transformational nutrition coach, and I specialized in emotional eating and also in hormonal diseases or hormonal conditions and other health issues like the gut and weight loss. So let's get going and let's start exploring what are the impacts of stress. So first of all, stress is a mental and psychological element, right? It has a lot of physical effects actually that can impact on your health, such as blood pressure increase, lowered immunity, susceptibility to cancer, hormone and thyroid issues, and of course weight gain. But these are just a few of so many effects of prolonged stress. Short-term stress is not dangerous, but it's the long-term stress, the chronic stress that actually poses a danger to our body. And to put it all together, the hormonal effects that you have from the stress response is actually what affects our hunger and can lead to a vicious cycle of having hormone issues such as the ghrelin and leptin, which is your hunger and satiety hormones that are influenced by your adrenals, and the cortisol, which is more your stress hormones, and that leads to issues with sleep, melatonin, and that in other way then can lead to other hormone issues. So it's an endless vicious cycle eventually, which we want to interrupt to allow our body to heal and to be healthier and less stressed, and of course to stop emotional eating that's related to stress. Now, let's talk about identifying the stressors, because in the end, the first step to stress reduction is really knowing what factors are causing you to feel this way. So it's a good idea to consider the following. What aspects of your life are currently causing you stress, right? Are these aspects actually within your control? Can you do something about it, right? Or is it something you cannot control? Are these things temporary? Or it's like all the time? Do you blame your stress on other people? So it's really important to identify and just acknowledge, these things. So when you know the triggers and what is actually causing that stress, then, you can either accept responsibility, or you can, of course, change certain things as well in terms of the factors that are affecting it or leading to those stressors. And sometimes you cannot change it, right? So it's all about knowing already what are the causes and the triggers of your stress. Can you do something about it? Of course, then you can work on it, and we're going to go into some steps here. But also you can sometimes anticipate those triggers. So let's go into really what is important to find the right way of addressing your stress. But before, I want to just share one little testimonial of one client. She started some while ago working with me, and just after a couple of days working with us, actually, she sent me a little note, and I want to share this with you. So Donna is her name, and she actually overcame stress in a big way. She lost a lot of weight and improved her overall health, but on day 8. So she says, I'm on day 8 of the reset, and I can definitely tell a difference in a way I feel. I wore jeans this weekend that I wouldn't have worn 2 weeks ago, which is encouraging. However, the best part is how much happier I feel. I feel calm, peaceful. The stress in my life is still there, but it feels manageable. I can't help but think my dietary changes are contributing to this awesome shift. Also, my cravings are much more manageable. Like my stress, they're still there, but they aren't all-consuming, and I refer back to the spiritual versus physical hunger that I can usually tame them. And these are one of the tools she mentioned here that we are using with our clients when working with them. So within 8 days, we helped Donna and many other clients already to identify the stress, address it, and already see results such as she feels better in her body, right? Happier. There's some weight loss, and of course, they learn to manage the stress in a better way, or whatever the issues are. So let's go now to help you find immediate stress reduction exercises. But before I do so, a little word of warning. It always is needed to have a complementary or holistic approach actually to anything you're battling with in order for overcoming it permanently. So like with stress in our way here, you want always to dive deeper, and I will at the end share a little bit more about that. But here are already some simple stress reduction exercises and tips. So you can maybe not eliminate completely your stress, but some things you can really do and explore different ways to deal and cope with stress. Now, the first thing that I really like, and I mentioned it earlier, is to identify triggers, right? And proactively avoid them. Sometimes it's easy as reframing problems in your mind and just identifying some positive aspects to the situation that's stressing you out. So focus on that positive aspect, but be aware of already what's going on. Just this awareness is often helping. Then, of course, as a nutrition coach and specializing, in stress and emotional eating, hormonal health, and so on, I'm all about foods, right? Of course. So a healthy, well-balanced diet is really something that helps to support your body during stress periods, right? Or when you're stressed all the time. That was one thing that really helped me. And really focusing on lean proteins, quality fats, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds is really something you support your body, while at the same time avoiding some stress foods, right? Because in the end, if your body is more stressed by dealing with some type of unhealthy food, it adds more to your stress. So you want to avoid things like processed foods, artificial sweeteners, carbonated drinks, chocolate, fried foods, junky foods, fatty meats, sugar, white flour products, and anything that contains preservatives, because these are really adding more stress to it. But you also want to pay attention to stimulants such as caffeine, alcohol, tobacco, because in the end, they usually alter your mood and add more stress than you already have. And then, of course, if you want to go a little bit deeper to support your body, I in general would recommend to my clients supplements such as vitamin C, magnesium, vitamin B complex, and some de-stressing herbs. Now, as usual, when I recommend those things, please always be aware. It depends. I don't know you, right? So you want always to check with your healthcare provider what is the right supplement or the right herb or even the right nutrition to support your health, right? So always check with your healthcare provider. And then another way of supporting your body to overcome the especially chronic stresses of your life is in terms of lifestyle recommendations. So you want definitely to make sure you get adequate sleep. Incorporate regular exercise and also develop some fun leisure activities, and of course have some stress management techniques that could be maybe yoga or meditation or whatever it is, or breathing exercises that help you to overcome your stressors. Another good tip is to practice effective time management through maybe better planning, allowing time for relaxation, not putting so much on your list and things like that. That was one of of the big things that helped me a lot. Or you might want to join a stress management program where you focus on writing your goals using maybe a smart goal handout or something, getting really clear about the goals and how to get there. By keeping a calendar. I like that definitely, writing a calendar and putting in the calendar also stress management activities, like I mentioned earlier, relaxation routines, and making yourself a priority as well, right? Always making sure that you spend some time on yourself with like self-care and things that you just enjoy. And you want, of course, also, as I mentioned earlier, focus more on the positive instead of the negative. And the last but not least is spiritual practices might be some areas that you really want to explore and develop some relaxing activities or something that's fun that feeds your soul. So these are my top tips, and if you want to dive a little bit deeper, then I invite you to check out here on working a little bit deeper on the issues of your stress, right? So it might be, for example, that you want to explore any limiting beliefs or maybe understand more about the root causes or the triggers you have, learn habits, or just learn to say no. And when you start doing that step by step, and I always invite you to just start with one habit, one new habit, you will see really the results very quickly in developing better stress response, having less stress, being more balanced, and of course having really great results in terms of your health. Maybe your mood will improve, less anxiety, you will lose weight, and so on. So are you ready to take action? I would love to do so, starting with choosing just one tip here. And if you want a little bit more help, then of course I'm here for you, and you can book with me an End Emotional Eating call. It's a complimentary consultation where I help you really to get deeper into your stress issues and how to overcome these. And in this call, really, we develop an action step and help you also to overcome any struggles and get super clear on your goals. So finally, you can overcome your stress. Now, you're wondering maybe, what happened to me after I actually had the stress response with that sales director in the past, right? So with this job, what happened actually is that eventually I got fired, which was, in hindsight, the best thing that could have happened to me. I was not so sure at the time, but I started after that my own executive search company and never accepted a job again in my life. And guess what? Today I don't need to sell. Interacting with you like I do here, having a conversation with many people, sharing really valuable insights, helping my clients to get clear on how to achieve their goals, usually leads actually to people wanting to work with me. No selling needed. If you want to see actually for yourself, I invite you to book a session with me. It's a complimentary consultation. You will step away with so much value. And who knows, maybe you might be interested in getting my help in overcoming your stress or other health issues. My name is Andrea Caprio. Thanks so much for being here. And remember, if you are interested, here is the link to sign up for an End Emotional Eating consultation with me. I look forward to meeting you and helping you.